In a stunning setback, Meghan Markle is said to be absolutely enraged after the organizers of a prestigious New York awards ceremony abruptly cancelled her scheduled speech, just days after her widely criticized appearance at Paris Fashion Week. Sources reveal that event planners decided to pull her from the lineup amid fears that her recent fashion disaster and negative press could overshadow the ceremony. Insiders say Meghan was blindsided by the decision and expressed frustration over what she sees as unfair treatment and a damaging blow to her efforts to rebuild her public image. The cancellation is adding fuel to ongoing rumors that the Duchess is struggling to maintain influence and favor within elite social and media circles, marking yet another challenge in her high-profile comeback attempt. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. The whispers began quietly, barely noticeable at first, but within hours they grew into a storm across social media, royal watch circles, and entertainment commentary channels. Meghan Markle, once celebrated on global stages as a fresh, outspoken voice of modern royalty, now finds herself facing an unexpected public setback. Reports are circulating that organizers of a prestigious New York awards ceremony have abruptly cancelled her scheduled speech slot. This comes just days after what commentators are calling the Paris disaster, a public appearance that did not unfold the way Meghan's team had hoped. Now, insiders claim she is enraged behind the scenes, questioning her standing and influence in the very circles she once held confidently. To understand what led to this moment, we need to look back at her recent Paris trip. The event was meant to be a carefully orchestrated media and public relations move, designed to highlight Meghan's ongoing projects, public presence, and philanthropic engagements. Instead, it became the source of intense criticism. Eyewitness accounts and press coverage reported tension, awkward interactions, and what some called a visible struggle to control the narrative. While her team initially tried to spin the appearance as a success, social media reactions told a different story. Commentators accused her of appearing overly staged, disconnected, and out of touch. The reception was cold, and that chill carried across oceans back to the United States. It's in this context that the New York event cancellation becomes so significant. Meghan was expected to deliver a keynote-style speech focused on empowerment, resilience, and leadership. This would have been another opportunity for her to reinforce her public persona as a strong, independent figure committed to advocacy. But behind closed doors, organizers reportedly began reconsidering. After the Paris backlash, there were concerns about how her presence might shift the tone of the event. Some board members were said to be uneasy about inviting controversy at a ceremony that traditionally focuses on celebration rather than attention-grabbing media reactions. According to sources close to the planning committee, discussions intensified over the past week. Some argued that Meghan's star power would still draw attention and elevate the event. Others worried that the speech would overshadow the honorees, especially if the press coverage centered exclusively on Meghan's presence instead of the award recipients. Ultimately, the decision was made quietly and firmly. Her speech segment was removed. Officials phrased the announcement diplomatically, citing program restructuring. But those familiar with these kinds of decisions know that wording often masks deeper concerns. Reports say Meghan did not take the news calmly. Insiders describe her as frustrated and angry, insisting that the cancellation undermines her credibility and position. For someone used to commanding global stages, being told no is not something she hears often. The situation likely hits even harder given the timing. The Paris trip was supposed to showcase renewed momentum in her public image. Instead, it has triggered questions, doubts, and now cancellations. There is speculation this could signal a shift in how influential event organizers and public institutions view her. However, it's important to contextualize this moment beyond emotional reaction alone. The move also reflects the broader conversation surrounding Meghan's public identity. Over recent years, her attempts to balance personal narrative, media messaging, and brand strategy have led to mixed outcomes. Some audiences view her as a bold, outspoken woman standing firm in the face of adversity and media bias. Others interpret her actions as calculated, inconsistent, or attention-seeking. These competing perceptions create a complex environment that organizations must navigate carefully when deciding whether to attach their platform to her image. The New York awards ceremony in question has long prided itself on being apolitical, uncontroversial, and focused on achievement rather than headlines. While Meghan has a strong base of supporters, she also attracts intense criticism and polarized reactions. In that kind of environment, one misinterpreted moment, one headline taken out of context, one facial expression captured by the wrong camera angle could overshadow the entire evening. For organizers working to preserve the tone and tradition of the ceremony, the decision to remove her from the program appears to be based on risk management rather than personal bias. Meanwhile, Meghan's team is reportedly working quickly to reposition her next steps. There are discussions of new public appearances, podcast expansions, humanitarian travels, and possibly another documentary or branded media campaign. What remains unclear is how these future plans will be received by the public. For now, the conversation surrounding her continues to evolve, influenced by each headline, reaction, and decision like this one. But what does this mean for Meghan's long-term public standing? Some analysts say this cancellation could mark an inflection point. If high-profile organizations begin to distance themselves, even subtly, it could signal a shift in her cultural influence. On the other hand, setbacks like this can sometimes generate renewed sympathy. Supporters may rally behind her, framing her as unfairly targeted by the media and establishment figures. The question, then, is not just how Meghan responds, but how strategically and publicly she chooses to do so. For the moment, we are watching a story still in motion. One cancelled speech does not determine the fate of a public figure. But it does raise questions. How does Meghan rebuild momentum after the Paris backlash? Will she adjust her messaging or double down on the same path? Are organizations becoming more cautious about partnering with figures who draw controversy, or is this simply a one-time reaction to a badly received appearance? As new developments emerge, the reactions will likely continue to unfold. Meghan remains a figure of global attention, debate, and fascination. Whether you admire her or question her motives, one thing is certain: moments like this shape narratives in ways that can last far beyond a single event. If you found this report helpful and want to stay informed as the situation continues to develop, make sure to follow, subscribe, and stay tuned. The story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.